Welcome to this first ever online Starts Prize ceremony. I am Carla Spilutini. I am the producer of Starts Prize here at Electronica, and I'm here in the studio with our artistic director Gerfried Stocker, and with our very special guest Olga Kiseleva, and we have another special guest who will join us via an online conference, which is Andrea Ling. And why don't I just directly head the word over to you?
Well, thanks. Don't waste some time, it's precious. So maybe a short introduction to what the Starts Prize is. It's a really wonderful initiative of the European Commission that started more than 5 years ago. And the aim is to foster the innovative collaboration between the art and design and cultural sector on the one side and technology, science, but also industry on the other side. So in a little difference to many of the very popular art science programs nowadays, this one is really also looking how this collaboration, the energy that comes out of this collaboration, could be actually also transferred into values for society, in innovation in society, but of course also in innovation for our industry and for our businesses. And we have really wonderful examples every year of projects that are arriving to this competition. We have a huge international group of advisors and nominators who send us also, or who are scouting for us, interesting projects. And then the jury has 3 to 4 days to go through all these projects and select the winners. But there are not only the 2 big prizes, there are several honorary mentions, and we have a very nice slide that shows a little bit the overview of all these honorary mentions. Really a wonderful selection of the broad variety of energy, outcome and projects in the field of art and science collaboration. The prizes, there are 2 prizes, each 20,000 euros, and 1 grand prize of the European Commission is for artistic exploration. And this year it goes to Andrea Ling, and I'm very happy that Andrea is here with us. I think you're in Canada at the moment.
Yes, I'm in Toronto. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. Thanks for also taking into account the time delay and joining us here in this award ceremony, in this online award ceremony. The procedure is like this. We have a short video that we will show to our audiences, and I would like to ask you directly to use this time of the video to explain a little bit about your project.
Okay,
please.
Sure. So are you playing it now?
Yes, please. Start.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so my project is called Design by Decay, Decay by Design, and it's a series of artifacts that exhibit design decay. And they were done for Ginkgo Bioworks Creative Residency on how to design a world without waste. And so as an architect and a designer, I recognize that most of what I create will ultimately go to landfill. And so if that's the case, I need to design waste that I can live with, and to try to design it as nature does, not only as the product of breakdown and destruction, but as inputs for renewal and construction. And so the project's done in collaboration with Ginkgo scientists, and it tries to organize decay using enzymes, fungus, bacteria, and other biological decomposing and composing matter at the same time. And so by mediating decay through things like species selection, control of environmental conditions, and nutrient templating, I'm actively pursuing a guarantee that the mechanisms of constructive renewal, in this case biological renewal, will be embedded into the physical world that we make.
Wonderful. I think it's really an exciting type of also research that you are doing. It's of course a very important aspect in terms of design, of architecture, to really change the paradigms that these new materials can be utilized. So of course important question would be, from your perspective as an expert in this field, how long will it take until these ideas really can start to change our reality?
I mean, right now, I think there's several different institutions that are trying to do research into living material systems and trying to do it at scale. It's super hard to actually, try to grow a building. And so, like the time scale, I don't know, like 30 years before we can see this in implementation. construction is notoriously slow to change. Architecture, like if one of my old supervisors was showing a slide where construction techniques from the 1940s are the same techniques that we're using in 2020. Yeah. And so that's like 80 years and it hasn't really moved. And so it's one of these industries that is so slow. But
even more so, this industry needs this kind of inspirations. I think it's such a great idea just to think about what it means that buildings can grow sometime. And I think the really important part is anyway not for you as an artist and designer to speed up the process of industry, but to make these wonderful stories, these ideas, to create these ideas that can be so inspiring. So how do you judge this? Is the flow of inspiration rather going from technology towards art and design, or from art and design towards the technology?
I think probably more the latter, because, well, I mean, it's cross-pollinated, right? And so, you know, my hope for this project, you know, to flow into technology is to really push industries to look at their relationship with production and consumption and disposal, right? And to really push them into potentially uncomfortable territory where they're looking at ways of making things that are not necessarily so industrially efficient or, you know, profitable in the short term, but looking at ways that might be sloppier and slower, but ultimately much more restorative and sustainable. And so, like, trying to ask through these technologies, you know, ask industry, you know, do you want to be a company that will last another 20 years doing the things that you continue to do and causing all these problems? Or do you want to be a company that can last, you know, persist for another 100 years, you know, adopting some of these new strategies, I guess.
Yeah, really great. I think this is exactly what this grand prize for artistic exploration is all about. The appropriation of new technologies and scientific possibilities by the artists, leading to new visions that is driving our desire to bring these ideas into reality. And thank you very much for this wonderful project. You will get your award a little bit later, but in between we are looking to the second grand prize of the Starts Prize this year. It goes to Olga Kiseleva, and it's the grand prize for innovative collaborations. And before we talk a little bit about, we see the video, and I'm very happy that Olga is with us here, and please explain in 1 minute the core of your project, please.
So this project is about to protecting of biodiversity and about helping plants and especially trees to survive in our difficult world. We are working on this project since more than 10 years already, traveling all around the world and wondering to don't have a very big ecological footprint. We created a system which allow us to communicate with trees at distance and also to leave the tree communicate together across continents. So this is quite exciting process, and thanks to this, people can really feel trees are alive like us.
Wonderful, thank you very much. It's always a big challenge to explain so this is 7 years of work and research in such a short time. But I think there's a very important point in this work that is on the one side to make us more aware again that we humans are part of this ecosystem. It's not just a situation where we are superior and can do whatever we want. We have to reconnect with nature. That was a very important topic in this year's prize, not only in the Starts Prize, also in other categories of Pre-Ars Electronica. And it shows again that artists are really leading this social innovation, this cultural innovation, but also technical innovation. One important point of this, of course, is, and I think you are really very, very experienced. I mean, since so many years, your work is in this intersection of research, of design, of art, but also, of course, working with companies and industry to be able to realize the projects. This is a very difficult situation because basically different cultures are clashing with each other. The culture of art, the culture of science, the culture of industry. How do you manage to stay afloat with your ideas in these circumstances?
Thank you very much for this question. In fact, it is the art and science collaboration, like any interdisciplinary collaboration, it is a special topic. We even had one PhD wrote about the methodology of this collaboration, and it was more than 500 pages only about how to collaborate. And finally, I think the key words are respect and interest each to other, because even if we work together with companies, with scientists, with philosophers sometimes, we can have a very different methodology and very different goals. But going forward together, we grow up our skills and our force. And finally, we can have different kind of results. The results in the art field, but also some results in the science field or field of economics, and even in the field of geopolitics. Just yesterday we had the news from one of the part of this project, because we've worked since few years already with Israeli and Arabic scientists on the restoration of a very old, like 2000-old tree, which doesn't exist no more, and which used to be a native tree for Negev desert. And this is a palm tree making dates, and this tree can grow up in the desert without wasting the water of Jordan River. And just yesterday, we knew then the first tree gave fruits. So it is an artistic victory, but also the scientific and geopolitical one.
I think that the really interesting part is that one could say, anyway, this is a research project, but it appears, I think, also in the work that Andrea is doing, it needs the artist to drive this idea and to also maybe focus the attention of science and society into this direction. And therefore, both of you get the big awards of the European Commission. This is actually the wonderful trophy that Belgium artist Nick Erving has been designing. So Andrea, your trophy is already on the way from Brussels directly to Canada. So this is the trophy for Olga. And officially hereby I send the trophy through this online connection all over the globe. Thanks again so much for participating with your project, and yes, congratulations again. And the same, of course, is for Olga. The trophy is yours. You can actually pick up the trophy. I don't touch it, so that we stay corona safe as possible. And I hope also you will enjoy to have this trophy. And I hope for both of you it will be a good boost for your work. But I hope also that the prize of the European Commission will help to bring the topics that you are interested towards a larger audiences. This is what we are doing also here at the Ars Electronica Festival. Carla has prepared a very nice exhibition where the audiences here in Linz for the next days can watch your project, but all of this also is being documented online, so all the world now can enjoy your projects. Thanks to all of you.